What's up, my beautiful, lovely gods and goddesses of creation? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the experience, transcending with Danny K. I just want to say one little thing before I get all crazy with this camera. What was it? Synchronicity. So, how do you know when true healing has begun, or how do you know it's true healing? Because when your memory starts playing to you, your past, and when your memory comes to you with like dark things, it's coming to the surface for light to be put on it. But if we keep putting it down, we keep putting it in our energy centers, and then these energy centers, they get blocked with this energy, from blocking us from having new experiences and creating new memory. Sort of like you think about your phone. It's the same thing. Our phones are actually here to remind us of who we really are. And our phone is actually helping us to heal ourselves. And the beauty of it is we can have this access for our creative imagination, expression, because that's what really healing is really about, is release. And so if you take something dark like the solstice, when you think about right now at a time where it's the darkest, the longest night of the year, so think about that. So we have this dark, okay? Now, we're going to give it to the light. So that's basically what our energy centers do. It comes up to the surface up here in this mind, and it needs to be released. So we need to do it creatively. Sort of like mockery. We're basically mocking our dark self. If you think about a comedian, he makes fun of himself. He's balancing light and dark. You think of an actor, you know what I mean? A writer, all these types of things. A philosopher, a lecturer, a teacher, right? So, in our past memory, and the further down the hole you can go, if you can go down to your birth, that is the beginning of the sap, which I call the shaman's ascension path. And how do you go that far? How do you remember? How can you actually go that far to your birth? Right? So I thought about that. What was being instilled in the mind? So basically, what was your parents feeding you? I don't mean food, I mean what was going on around you. What music were they listening to? What TVs, what types of show were they watching? All these things. What kinds of colors? What kind of animals did you have? All these things were teaching you something. And then when you became, after 10 years old, you start to experience what you have just learned. So it's basically downloading info. Your parents download info. Now the info, this is where it gets fucked up. But anyway, so this memory comes up to light. So basically, like the solstice, we go inside, we find the dark, we dive down into the abyss, we bring it up to the light. There's a reason why it happens. Our body needs to get rid of it, because we're always manifesting. We're always want. I need, but we're not getting rid of what we've already had. So it blocks us. But we don't realize it blocks us because we carry that resentment, that little thought of like, damn, how whatever the situation was. And we hold on to it instead of creatively letting it go, because somebody else is experiencing the same thing or something similar. So it is important to stay grounded to the earth. Very important. And this is how you know when true healing has started, when you look toward the earth. You know, you look toward Mother Earth and her beautiful creatures. The birds, you know, the deer, our dogs, you know, our animals, our cats, our pets, our fish, our goldfish. This is how you know when you feel what they feel. And our memory comes up. Nobody wants to dive down. That's the thing. Nobody wants to dive down in there and do this because it's a scary process. The spirit will push you and push you and push you, push you, push you. Spirit actually will tear you apart. Because spirit is, there is no definition of good or bad of a spirit. It's just, that's the spirit of it. That's it. That's the spirit of what it is. It's a spirit. We can manipulate that spirit, that energy. So this is what the earth helps us do. Same thing our animals do. To recycle. We recycle thoughts. We recycle experiences. It's a recycling process. Our experiences are actually, you know, they teach you, they teach you lessons on what to do for the next cycle of experiences. So now we know, well, this happened here, and this played out like this, and then we have that vision to see beyond that and what could happen and what couldn't. And with common sense, we know what will happen. So that's just a little something on how to actually know that true healing has started, and trust in this. What is your memory? Your memory, we don't remember things as they are. We just remember things. And our imagination starts going wild. That is the spirit of it, the nature of it. That's the nature. You know, your genetic memory will start telling you all kind of stuff. Genetic memory is from the time you were born to your first memory. And it goes before you were born as well. You know, that's how far you want to go down the hole. This is where I can help a lot of people too. And just to find out where they really came from is a fascinating thing, because if you think about where did I come from, you start to go, why am I a Capricorn? Or why am I an Aries? What was my rising moon? You start to see weird shit going on. And then the farther down you go, you know, it just becomes like, wow, I remember it. Like it was yesterday. And you start seeing images. Why am I seeing a horned god in a forest setting at a circle, dancing with a flute? Why? It's like I was there. Why do I have dreams of witches in doing rituals in settings of just in settings of healing, working on the mind, trying to evolve to get the hell out of here, so we can get out of this kind of reality, you know, changing the actual reality, so that it's actually everybody, so it's actually known, like, wow, that's awesome. There's all these different worlds. That's what imagination does. Imagination is a beautiful thing. Live in the imagination while working, while writing, while doing something you don't like. So think about, like, clearing. This is what the solstice is about. This is how we clear it. And this is how we really know, is when we start getting these crazy memories start rolling to the surface, like, oh my God, instead of burying. It doesn't matter what happened to you. I mean, I know it's fucked up. I know sexual abuse is fucked up. I know bullying is fucked up. But we have to see why. Why does it keep coming? Why? And they'll show you why. They'll give you the answers. if you just trust. So that is a little something on how to know some techniques, and that this all anything is memory and experience, basically. Symbology. I know this camera's going crazy, but I don't know, whatever. So, yeah. So I'm just here for conversation and healing. Healing the mind, body, and the soul is my goal. And when that happens, that's the Trinity. Then it expands out, because it's also an expansion. So this is how it works. This is how it's played. And you'll start to notice yourself being attracted to, wanting to read about shamanism or witchcraft, or these are types of things that your soul's guiding you. Say, hey, do you remember a time? Just look through this book. That's it. Or since reading became, nobody wants to read, like where I came from, I didn't even care about reading. I just cared about money, fearing people, wanting to fight, do all this crazy shit. And the soul's like, do you remember this? And you start reading, you're like, wow. You start seeing certain symbols that you're attracted to, or numbers, or colors. And then you open a whole can of worms. But trust in that attraction, because your soul's attracting what you need to know. If you find yourself randomly looking up witches or shamans or even yoga or even Buddha or anything, monks, anything, Atlantis, and all that stuff, aliens. Why are we looking up aliens? Maybe our consciousness is not from here. It's not from here. So we invaded this body. We've manifested this body to bring this knowledge here about everybody, to know that the earth is here for healing our mind, body, and our soul. So normally I would write this all out, but I should document this just like this, just to give you a look on how a author or writer or whatever would do, a storyteller, how they would do it on paper, because we need to save the papers. We need to put paper back out there. Trees. We don't need money. It's fake. It's just paper. What actually is that money? What really is it? What is the spirit of it behind it? What is the soul of it? Dig deep. Dig deep. Go down the hole. That's another thing. That's how you know true healing has begun, is when you want to go down the hole, when you decide that day, you decide to go down the hole, is the day that true healing has begun. You're serious about healing. Just the memory comes up, it's hard to stay in it because of the distractions. Like, I'm self-employed. I don't fucking work much in the winter times. I'm fucking losing shit, left and right, because I choose not to be a part of the trap, the game. So, because it's a distraction, because every time that memory comes up, we put it down, we bury it, we take on new garbage and bury it and pile it up. And then we become, I couldn't breathe fucking a year ago. You guys remember snots and coughing. I couldn't breathe. I feel 80% better today. How did I do that? Okay, I changed my diet. I started a moon diet. I started to eat bee pollen. I started to look up holistic foods and research the foods like honey and honeycomb, raw honeycomb. Raw honeycomb is linked to our memory. Our brain feeds off it. It is certain things in honeycomb that our brain needs for our memory, or genetic memory. I'm holding this camera. This is crazy. So, and it's also good for like respiratory problems. Bee pollen. Look it up. It's there. Why? That's another thing. Why would I be looking that up? Because it's telling me. Soul is telling me. Do you remember? The bees are an ancient African symbol of they symbolize us going around the city collecting pollen. This is what a bee does. He goes into the flower and collects pollen. This is what we do. We go out into the city, collect pollen, or work, or friends. We collect different energies, intelligence, information, and then we come back here and we throw it up. But we throw it up in a different way. We lash out. We judge people. We feed into the political fear mongering on the social media. Because everyone's talking about it or whatever. This is what they want. It's a distraction from distracting you from your authenticity, your soul. They're actually borrowing your soul. It's called, where I come from, that is called soul loss. Once we start to play that game. I've been in it 42 years, seen people, it's a cycle, a pattern, over and over. And people get themselves so sick about it. Then they're on the sports, and it's a cycle like this. I'm just like, wow, that's sad. I used to be like that. I used to do that shit. Not no more, man. There's other shit out there. A lot of other shit. Consciousness is real. So, again, I'm telling you this on the solstice. So, this is new light. This is what we look forward to now. The new way. We have expanded this now. I am expanding this now. I'm in perfect harmony with my numerology chart. I do readings, by the way, for numerology readings and charts. You can get a hold of me. Contact is in below in the description. So that is a little something on how you know that true healing has begun, and that is self-healing as well. Because who's actually telling you? And if you think about who actually is telling you, that source. Like, why would I look up shamanism? I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? This was like 3 years ago. But it's been around all my life because I've been attracted to natives. You see? And I'm thinking, well, it's funny because I'm in Ohio, in Cleveland, the Indians. And this was a very sacred land. So it's connecting. They're reminding me. Don't you remember when you used to sit in the woods and tell stories and help people get rid of their garbage? I'm like waste management. So it just, wow. Like, that's what it is. Why am I attracted? Ask yourself these certain songs you hear on the radio. You're like, yeah, man. And you're like, you have to play it over and over and over. Why? What is it telling you? It's reminding you of something. That's true healing. It's alignment. We're now lining up with that stuff too. Nah, I don't need it no more. Fuck it. Give it to the new sun. Let it burn it up. Let it recycle. So, I don't know. There's just cool techniques to do, stay a positive mind with numbers and be positive through manifesting. And to learn, if you need to manifest, you have to get rid of some other garbage to even manifest, because there's no room. There's no room to go crazy. So on that beautiful note, I hope you guys enjoyed the little different documentary type thing, instead of writing this all out. So you can go check out any other links below. I have other channels going on. I have Twitter. Twitter is a good place to get a hold of me. Phone number, emails. Check out the blog. I've just started putting up a blog. Things are looking bright now because I'm using this new, the new king, the new sun, the new light, and it's in perfect harmony because we just had a new moon. Okay, so, and that, not only that, we are celebrating Saturnalia. Don't quote me on it. It's it's the rise of Saturn, because Saturn is here now at the Capricorn, and he's all about prosperity, basically, giving us what we need. So now we just have to have faith in this invisible force. That's the bottom line. Having faith in the invisible. Thank you, my beautiful, lovely gods and goddesses. Thank you for tuning in. So just think about that. Think about these techniques. Why are you watching this video? Why? I always ask myself, why? And I notice when you ask questions, people don't like that. They don't like that because it conflicts with their beliefs. You know what I mean? That's what I've noticed a lot. Once you start asking questions, like going through Catholic school, I was never allowed to ask questions. Never. Don't ask any questions. That was how it was when I was a child. You sit down, you don't ask questions, you say nothing to nobody while we abuse you, basically. That's a soul loss. That's what soul loss really is. You know, and it's fucked up. So basically, like, we're like chosen. Some kids aren't. They do go through this cycle of life, but they don't hang stuff over their heads. They don't tell them. They don't encourage. You know, they don't. They encourage them. They make them light. They go, yes, awesome, it's beautiful. You do what you got to do. You're doing a great job. But we weren't allowed to like associate with people because they're bad and evil, and they'll do this and that. Like, that's just mind games, because that's how they were brought up. But they don't realize that. And that's a disease. That's a disease. Why do we need to carry what our parents went through or how they thought we should be? We don't. That doesn't make, that's controlling. So I'm not going to get into that. So that's how you know true healing is started. You know, when you start questioning, when you start going, when your memory comes up from the past, bad memories, and true healing begins when you can actually see into your birth and before your birth. Then that's when you go to your birth and beyond, you know, before, then you ain't coming back because you've seen it. You see, you've seen it all. You've seen your whole genetic memories. That's the Akashic Records. That's what the Akashic Records is. It's basic, you know. When you do a reading to somebody, you sit down there and you listen to your imagination. Why is it showing you a show of Andy Griffith? I don't know. Why did I just say Andy Griffith? Well, AG. I don't know. Maybe they're telling me something. AG is 17. That's 8. Karmic number. No beginning and no end. It's all there. So that's when the healing, when you know that the shaman's calling you is when you're bringing up bad memories, right? That's when they're trying to like lure you down, lure your energy down, so you become that level instead of staying up here as the light warrior going, no, this needs to change. You see, this pattern needs to change. I cannot do this no more. that has begun the true healing, process. And then you start experiencing, wow, and you just keep going and going and going. And then before you know it, you're just living like, wow, living in balance, harmony, still working on yourself, because that's all we do. So that was just a little something on what shamanism and how I learned, what I've learned through witchcraft, shamanism, and Reiki. And again, I want to thank the 11/22/33, the numbers, the power of the numbers today. This is a powerful time. It's a new outlook, new king, everything. I don't even know what's coming. I don't even know. But me personally, my business has seemed to took a turn for a better, because I can see what's going on. It's scary. It's scary. But I'm happy because I'm getting out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yeah. It's like breaking out of the chains completely. You see? So we'll see what happens. As I like to say, let it snow. Let it snow. I need some snow, guys. I need snow real bad. I don't work in the winter time, so who knows? But anyway, true healing is always here, always there. Everything is always in front of you. Everything. So that's how soul works. That's how spirit works. Spirit guides you, and your soul's calling you. That's all basically life is, memory and soul. So on that good, happy note, happy solstice to you guys. Thank you for tuning in as always, and be inspiring, be unique, and just, be reflective. Reflect what has gone through the system. You see, the system, and get rid of whatever is necessary that doesn't belong to you. And it's a fucked up path, so it's not easy. It's really not. I get a lot of younger guys. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, well, you're not gonna have friends. You ain't gonna have no friends. That already is scary. Anyway, I don't even get into that right now. So it's a scary path. So you can just keep following me, watching me, keep contacting me. I'm here for you guys. Know your purpose. Find your life purpose and your soul mission. Be unique, be inspiring, and be reflective. I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you later.